right now, and then we're going to get started. So I'm going to lead things off and then pass it over to Cheryl. So a couple of things, guys. Just some house cleaning tips a couple of house cleaning things to get started on. First of all, keep a really close eye on the thread. I know we don't always want to. We don't want to be constantly on the. Well, I do, but you don't necessarily need to constantly be on the Superstars thread. But we're getting a lot of questions from people that are answered on the Superstars thread, and people say, I don't really want to look through the thread for those questions, but for the answer to my questions. But then we have to take the time out to answer those questions, and we've got a lot of people that we've got to that we're helping out and working with. So keep an eye on the thread. Also, keep an eye on the news section in your back office. Anything new that comes out is going to be under news on your dashboard. So log into your website, scroll over to the right under news. Anything from corporate will come out of there. So keep an eye. Those two things are really important. Check out into the thread today. At least now we're not constantly welcoming people. So there's not welcome. Okay, great to see you here. Thumbs up, etc. Most of the news that's in there is going to be pretty relevant. So keep an eye on that. The most important thing right now this is coming from corporate. Everyone knows this. You guys, I'm sure you all know it, is we need to clean up everything. Anything that mentions affiliate opportunity, anything that mentions money, we need to get those things down. If you come across something on the internet that has to do with making money or an affiliate, reach out to the person. Let them know, hey guys, you might not realize this, but you might want to take that down. I have a number. I go through people's threads every so often on our team just to reach out. I've reached out to probably 5 or 6 on our team alone for people to take some things down because they might miss something, which is cool. Today I was actually looking for a website and I came across. I just randomly came across a website that was promoting the affiliate opportunity. The guy had his email address and phone number in there, so I sent him a text. To say, hey, you know what? I'm sure you already know this, but just the sooner you get this cleaned up, the better. And I also sent him an email with the message from corporate, letting him know to clean things up. No one's gotten back to me and said, mind your own business. I reach out nicely. I don't say, hey, take it down. But, just the sooner we get this stuff down, the better. Inactive and incomplete affiliates. I want everybody to realize that if you have people in your team who are inactive or incomplete, those positions can be transferred. So what I mean by that is if you have someone that you want to still sign up to United Games, and you have someone in your downline who wants to get rid of their position, you now have a position to put that person into. So what I wanted, if the tax forms, no, we've obviously not put in any tax forms right now. So right now, it's a simple matter of, if I go into someone on my team, say Bill Smith decides that he doesn't want to be an affiliate anymore, I can reach out to Bill and say, hey, Bill, we're going to take over your position. Are you cool with that? Instead of getting rid of your position, we'll take it over for you. All we need is him to remove his credit card. We need his login details. So now I go in, log in with Bill Smith's information. We put the new person's information across all the fields. We put the new credit card in, and we're good. If the tax forms have already been submitted, and this is probably going to happen about 2 weeks after the app launches, then you will need to actually submit something to corporate requesting a transfer. But the positions are always transferable. They are sellable. And quite frankly, those positions are going to be worth some money. When this app goes viral and we start getting into the 10 million, 20 million, 30 million downloads, people are going, holy cow, they weren't kidding me. This thing is going to go viral. They might want to sell their position for a couple of $100s. Why they want to sell their position is beyond me. We all kind of give our heads a shake every so often. Why are people selling positions? But just to let you know that they are sellable. So Nate, can you hold off until the end? We'll take questions at the end. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. If you ask me questions now, I'll completely lose track of where I am. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
And you will.
The other thing is that anybody who's incomplete, If they do not put in their incomplete means they haven't put their credit card in, 2 weeks after the launch, that account will no longer exist. So you want to go to people, you want to look through your downline. If you have incompletes, reach out to them and say, hey, you know what? I want to take over your position if you have someone that you want to put in there. So that's I think that's it. Cheryl, do you have anything to add for house cleaning? I'm going to guess not. Okay.
No, I think that's it. I think that's it.
Awesome.
Okay.
No?
So, Sunit, do you want to ask your question now? Because it obviously pertains to what
Derek
was saying. We can't hear you. Is your mic on? You don't look like you're muted, though.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Sunit.
Do you want to type in your question?
Okay, I'm going to continue. While he's typing it, I'm going to continue, guys. So we are obviously we're still in pre-launch. We still get asked when's the app coming out. We don't know. Quite frankly, United Games doesn't know when the app is going to be launched. The app launch is going to depend on how soon we can get the internet cleaned up with all the stuff. We were on the Q&A today, and we were told that corporate is really happy with the amount of stuff that's taken down. They're really impressed. They think we're ahead of schedule on how much stuff is getting taken down, so that's fantastic. The other thing we found out on that call is our app codes that the players get. So if you share the app with someone, and they actually will create an app code as well. They're going to be called player reward code, because they're going to get rewarded for sharing the app. So that's just a name we always, people have been wondering. No, I'm going to go into and check out Sunit's question. If I sent someone an affiliate invitation, that person can still be able to sign up as an affiliate. No, you cannot send an affiliate invitation to someone. Affiliate invitations don't exist any longer.
Like Derek said, you can ask somebody else on your team that's, that is disenchanted, just, whatever, someone who's just not really doing anything and has told you that they're not that excited about getting players, or they've just gone AWOL. You can talk to them and then marry those two. So get that old invite or affiliate link and use it for the new person, but you cannot send out a brand new invite right now. Okay. Hopefully that explains it.
Okay.
Question.
Okay, I'm going to continue on, guys.
Guys, sorry, I have a question related to that. I was on the other webinar today, and I asked a question, and they weren't able to get it because they were so busy with all the questions, which is great. What you just said about transferring another person, can you fill that position with somebody that you haven't talked to already, or have they?
Why not?
Okay. Okay.
They don't know. They don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, and Sunit, in answer to your question, if they're showing up in your back office as incomplete, they will have about 2 weeks past the app launch to put in their credit card information. Perfect. I'm glad that answers your question. So again, a couple of people have reached out to Cheryl and I this week, and even before the pause, and said, should we wait until we get our app codes till we get players? And you know what? It's actually a great question, because it's going to be really easy. Hey, download the app. Here's my app code. Nice and simple. The answer is absolutely not. Do not wait for the pause. Or sorry, the pause. I'm so used to saying the pause. Do not wait for the app launch to go after players. You want to be pre-registering as many people as you possibly can between now and launch date, for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you pre-registered someone on launch day, they go in, they download the app, they immediately are asked to share with friends. So that one person can immediately turn into 10, 15, 20, 25 players. If you don't have that one player at that app launch day, you can't get those 25 players. So you absolutely want to get people pre-registered, because those one can turn into, again, we know how fast this app will go viral. So you want to get as many people pre-registered as possible. The other thing is, lots of people are pre-registering people. we're bringing on tens of thousands. The company is probably bringing on tens of thousands of players pre-registered every single day, which means people are already talking to people that you know. I guarantee you that you're going to reach out to someone over the next couple of weeks, and you're going to ask them, you want to say, hey, can you do me this huge favor? I'd love for you to try out this app when it launches. And they're going to say, oh, you know what? I already got reached out by my friend Steve. He already reached out to me, but, sorry, I couldn't help you out. Maybe next time. Well, we know with the app, there is no next time. Someone will reach out to people. That person that you want to reach out to, I guarantee you that someone else will reach out to them eventually. And it's possible that it could be in the next 2 weeks. So the longer you delay in reaching out to people, the harder it is going to be to get players. Getting people pre-registered now, it's going to be a lot easier than getting someone to download the app in 6 to 8 months from now. 6 to 8 months from now, we'll probably have over 100 to 150 million downloads, which means we have 150 million less players that we can go after. So you guys really want to, if you want to build a bigger business, if you want to make, a few $1,000s a month, $10,000 a month more, the more money you want to make, obviously, the more players you're going to need. The great thing is that it's under our control. It's not, oh God, I hope my team gets so many players. Most of your income is going to come from your own players, guys. Whether you built a team of 600 or whether you built a team of no affiliates, whether you came in, I know there's people on this call who came in, I think in the last day or the last couple of days. And I know people who listen to the recording, you guys come in on the last day, you're going, wow, can I really make money? Absolutely, you can make money. Most of your income is going to come from your own personal players. So right now, our suggestion is to hit up everybody you know on Facebook and everybody you know in messages. Go through this. I probably have about 600 or 700 names in my contact list. So starting tomorrow, I'm going to start sending text messages out to every one of those people and asking them to do me a huge favor and try out this app when it launches. Cheryl put out a script this morning on the players thread. We need to make one very small adjustment to it. One of the things that we heard on the call today was they do not want us using the word test. They don't want us using beta test, or they don't want to test. So what we were using as a script, could you test the app out for me when it launches? Corporate doesn't want that because they're really not testing it, and I completely understand that. They've already tested it. They know it works. It works great. But they do want you to try it out. So we'll just change the word try. Cheryl will repost those in the players thread. Use those scripts. Absolutely change them and make them your own. Make them more personal. What we don't want you to do, though, is start overcomplicating it. I've seen someone took that, and by the way, it wasn't ours. We took it from, I think it was Steve Bailey in the Game Changers thread. It was fantastic. We just made a few adjustments to it, but we saw someone make a few adjustments to it, and all of a sudden it became 2 paragraphs. It went from 3 or 4 lines to 9 or 10 lines, and they're trying to tell the whole story. You want to keep it really simple. The simpler it is, the shorter it is, the more effective it is. I know we want to tell the whole story, but not the way to do it. The simpler, the better. So guys, send private messages on Facebook. Grab the script, copy and paste it, just change the name, send it out. Don't post it on your wall. I'll be with you in a second, Richard. Don't post it on your wall and expect people to fly off. And so, yeah, give me absolutely. Send me the link. It won't happen. People will not get on there and say and ask you for the link. You can use absolutely use your Facebook wall to complement what you're doing. If you want to use Facebook to put up the player's video when we get the new one, absolutely do it. If you want to put out a message, say, hey guys, can you do me a huge favor? Absolutely do it. But use it in conjunction with sending out a message. Send out that message. Absolutely. I mean, pick up the phone if you can, but honestly, right now, we just want to hit a lot of people. So doing a lot of people in the shortest amount of time, text messages and Facebook messages. The average person on here probably has 300, 400, 500 friends on Facebook. That means you can send out 300, 400, 500 messages. And again, this is so much easier than getting affiliates. We're just asking people to do us a huge favor and try out a free app. And by the way, the whole point of the huge favors, people like helping people. People like doing favors. Cheryl and I were in a previous company where their whole marketing, and this is a $750 million telecommunications company, their whole marketing was based on, can you do me a huge favor? And guess what? It worked. So that's really why we're using the "Can you do me a huge favor?" That was a fantastic script that I believe his name is Steve Bailey. Someone can correct me. Yeah, it's Richard's shaking his head. Richard, did you have a question?
No, I just wanted to make a comment. I saw that when he first posted that, Steve, and I immediately jumped on it and started using it, and I've seen success, some good success with it. I just want to make that comment that I've been using it. I did today change it from test to try, but still. It's been a good success script for me, and I haven't changed it at all. So
beautiful.
Just wanted to throw that in there.
Thanks,
fantastic. Thanks, Richard.
And you know what? Funny, I was waiting for. I was over at Cheryl's yesterday. I was waiting for Cheryl. That never happens. I never wait for Cheryl, but this time I actually was waiting for Cheryl, and I said, "Oh, you know what? I'm just going to take the script and throw it out to 3 people." 3 people got back to me within 10 minutes and said yes. 2 of them registered. So I've only done a small test of 3 people. All 3 said yes, 2 have already registered. 2 of them registered immediately. So I just got 2 players pre-registered. So what do we want? Sorry, guys, I'm just going through my notes yet. Other than that, talk to people on the street. So I'm going to actually let Cheryl tell the story of how we sent out a pre-registration today. Cheryl, do you want to tell your story about what happened today?
Sure. I mean, I'm sure that all of us have these stories, hundreds of these stories, but just a simple example. The guy from Purolator showed up. I had a shipment coming in, and, we got on the elevator together, and he was chatting about his job and what have you. And I just kind of slipped in, "Are you a sports fan at all?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, I am." So chat. You know what? We've got this fantastic app coming out. You should check it out. Yeah, here, what's your number? And I grabbed a pen and paper and stood right in front of him so that it wasn't like I was asking him, "Can I have your permission?" I'm like, "What's your number?" And so I did it right there. And he goes, yeah, that sounds great. Okay. And then I said, "Great. Well, we'll text it to you this afternoon." Because we were getting in the car and stuff at the time. So
yeah,
simple. I mean, it's just people that you randomly see. I mean, and the worst case scenario is he could say no, or the double worst case scenario is he looks at the invite and doesn't sign up. Oh, well, it took me literally 20 seconds. And it was pretty easy. Now, I just want to do a quick little comparison. We sometimes think, all these businesses are so hard and this and that. Derek and I went to see that movie yesterday. What was it called?
It was the oil rig that went up in flames from the BP
oil disaster, when the whole thing went up in flames and they're in the middle of the ocean. And I went, okay, that's a really tough job.
Yeah.
You know what? This is just asking now the fun part begins. Now it's like, hey, you want to check out this free app?
You want to play a game? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So sorry, Derek, I digress. I jumped in there.
Okay. No, that's cool. I just want to continue on with kind of staying in with Facebook. If you have Facebook friends who, and Tony, I see your hand raised. I'm just going to get through this and then I'll get back and I'll get your question answered. If you have Facebook friends who are absolutely not sports fans, again, ask them for a huge favor. Hey, Steve, I know you're not a sports fan at all, but I know you have friends who are huge sports fans. Would you do me a huge favor and just pre-register to download this app? When it comes out, download it and then share it with some of your friends. That's all. That's it. Real simple for you. So again, ask them if they'll still do it, because they can share the app. So one of the things that I think is really important, and we know this in business, and Tony, I'm just going to finish this up, and then Cheryl's going to take over, and we'll get to your question in between there. One of the things that we're always told is we should all have goals, right? We all need to have goals. If we go about this business half muddled as a hobby, we're going to make hobby income. If I said to someone, how many players do you want to have? Do you guys know how many players you want to have in 6 months? How many players do you personally want to enroll on your first level? Not who share the app. How many players do you want? How many players do you want to pre-register between now and the launch? That might be 10. It might be 1,000. We don't know. We're gonna come out and tell you guys what we want to do as Cheryl and I as a team, what we want to do. what we suggest you guys do is reach out to someone in your upline or your downline and hold each other accountable. Get an accountability partner. Work with someone on your team to decide, hey, how many people do you want to have pre-registered? How many do you want to have? And then hold each other accountable. So we're more than, if someone wants to be our accountability partner, because quite frankly, we can't really hold each other accountable. So if someone wants to be our accountability partner, let us know. What Cheryl and I want to do over between now and launch is we want to pre-register 250 people. That's not 250 that we already have. That's 250 people from today until app launch. We want to pre-register 250 people.
And that's 250 people that we personally talk to that are in our either Facebook group or on our cell phones. It's not from doing any other kind of marketing. It's strictly from our personal contacts.
Yeah. So that's a goal that Cheryl and I have. And we actually want to, between now and 6 months after the app launches, we want to personally refer 5,000 people to download the app. So we know that 5,000 launch in 6 months. We need to be hitting about 900, 800, basically about 800 to 900 a month, which means we need to be doing about 200 a week, which means we need to be doing about 30 to 40 a day. What are we going to do 30 or 40 a day? And Cheryl's going to get into that. So don't just pick a number randomly. Find something that works and then figure out how you're actually going to get there. And Cheryl's going to get into that. Tony, before we bring Cheryl on for her part, did you have a question?
Yeah. My question is, so we personally are inviting them through our back office again, just to invite them as a player only at this stage. So basically the availability of invited player is still back there. So we have to go through each one individually and send. So your suggestion is private message, give me your best email or your best phone number if we're doing a Facebook private message, or via our personal contacts. Just do it exactly how we were sending out invitations before.
Exactly.
Okay.
It is a little bit more labor intensive because we have to obviously invite each one individually, but we really want to take this opportunity now between now and launch to get as many players pre-registered as we can. But yes, you hit it exactly what the process is.
Question 2, we're coming up with our own code. Our personal code, apparently, is my understanding.
Yes.
Okay. Do we do that now? How do we know that it's not somebody else hasn't picked it?
Great question. As soon as United is the internet clean, they're going to have a live event announcing the name of the app. On that day, they will probably announce that the opening of our marketing department, the marketing store. And hey guys, you can now go into your back office. There'll be a button that says choose the name. And then if it's already taken, you'll have to choose another one. If that's taken, you'll have to choose another one.
Just like you would if you were getting an email address and you just type in your email address. And if it's already been used, Tony Taylor's been used or whatever, then you just choose something that's, that's too many letters, but you choose something that it should be simple. It should be really simple. It's between 3 and 12 characters, no spaces. It can be a symbol, it can be a letter, it can be a number. And if it's taken, so you take the word football and it's been taken. So you type in football 1, 2, 3. And if that's available, great. If it's not available, then you type in football 1, 2, 3, 4.
And players are going to be doing the exact same thing, is my understanding now.
Correct. Yes.
Not at that point. Players will not be able to.
When they download the app, they'll be asked to choose a player reward name.
What if obviously my understanding from your previous statements was that it's better for them to choose their own name because they can get tokens awarded to them versus using, say, my code.
Well, what they do is they just share it from their phone. So it just has a share button and they just go share and they click on the person's name and it just goes boop, gets sent.
No, I got that part, but the part that is apparently I guess that there's two things. You can either give them your code or they're going to come up with their own code.
So,
is that correct?
No, they need a code to download the app. When they download the app, it's going to say, who sent you here? So if it's Tony's code, they'll put in Tony's code.
Okay.
Then they will in turn create a username as well. So when they share the app, they're sharing it with their username.
Okay. All right. So first they're going to use your code and then they're going to come up with their own.
Correct.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Great. Thank you so much.
They actually don't need a code to download the app, but we really want them to have it.
Of course. Yes. Yeah. Well, the players that you've already pre-registered, is it set up so that they are going to be sent the code immediately?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Gotcha. Okay, we got 7 minutes left, so I'm going to talk really quick.
Go ahead.
That's okay. No, those are fantastic questions, Tony. A few different things. First of all, just to confirm, the first language after English will be Spanish, but we do not have a TBA yet. They are working on getting all 5 European soccer leagues, football leagues, on board as close to launch as possible, but we can't announce them for sure, like on the actual day of, because they're not confirmed for the actual day of. The other thing is we were talking about how, some of you that have, gone out there and got lots of affiliates and you've had your kind of ups and downs with people saying different things. Well, now the fun part begins. Now it's fun. Now we're sharing a free app. So once the app is launched, we're just asking people to share something that's free and super fun. And most people like sports. So this is going to be really the fun part of it. Will this be football Premier League? No, there'll be every sport involved, including NASCAR. Every single sport will be involved. So who do you talk to at that point? First of all, you share on all your social networks like we've talked about before. And go back to those who said that they were going to register, but they never did. Now you just say to them, hey, look, just download my app. Football 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll have to answer questions at the end. And go back to those who never responded about, even pre-registering either as an affiliate or a player. And as Derek said, though, don't just put a post on Facebook and then say, my job is done here. Because what you put into this is what you're going to get out of it. This is your golden ticket. We all have this golden ticket now. No one else is allowed in. Like this, all the affiliate positions that have been taken have been taken. This is like all of the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right? We've got that golden ticket, and now it's what you do with it. So this is your opportunity to really make this grow. Now, if you're talking to someone and they say, yeah, I like sports, yeah, like the guy today, if I had my app code available, I would have said, here, I'll give you my code right now. You'll get a couple extra tokens. Here, why don't you download it now? And especially if they're a friend of yours. Don't just give them a card and say, okay, see ya, bye. Do it sometime in the next week or two. Because you know what? People lose the card. They forget. They get busy. Ain't going to happen. Sporting events. So when Derek talks about getting 6,000 personal people on our front line to make 10% off all of those people, we don't have 6,000 people in our network that we can call on in our LinkedIn, Facebook and whatever. No, we don't, right? However, we have sporting events that happen. So we know that Seattle Seahawks, there's a bunch of us all going to pile in the car and go down there and hand out our code on our business cards. There's colleges, there's university games, there's high school things. Get their schedules now. I mean, if you've got a little bit of extra time this weekend and you've sent out a bunch of messages and you're like, what do I do now? I can't call affiliates. Find out the schedule for the local university on when they're playing all of their games. Now, hang around areas that do have lots of young people. Just don't get arrested. Don't be too creepy, right?
David Blackmore's going to hang out at the David Blackmore's going to hang out at the high school.
Or I thought it was McDonald's with the clipboard.
Either or is great. I think it's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, get creative, guys. Like have a contest with your kids and say, okay, whoever out of the two of you kids gets more of your friends to download this app, I'll give you, 20% of my paycheck or whatever. Like, whatever you need to do, have fun with it. We're going to be provided a lot of really great marketing materials from our back office that you'll get your codes on. So you can get t-shirts, wear a t-shirt to the gym, there's door hangers, there's bumper stickers, there's posters, lots of great stuff there. The one thing we do want to caution you about is that do not create your own stuff. Like, don't just go out and go to the handy dandy little printer down the road and create your own things, because if another affiliate finds out and they tell corporate, you do not want to jeopardize your position. You worked hard. You've been committed. Some companies do this. They jack up the prices so that they can make a skim off the profit of printing of materials. They've told us this is not their intention here, that they tried to negotiate the best cost with one of the top printers in the entire country of US, who I believe has satellite offices in other places. Things about, if you've talked to sports bars, you can always go back and ask them if you want to create a league. That way, even better. Instead of them getting the 10% from their players and you getting 5%, you're now getting the entire 10%. And you're also, if you create the league, you get an additional 5%. So there's definitely a way to make money for those sports bars that kept changing around. Yes, Derek?
Do you mind if I add something in there, Cheryl?
Sure, we got 2 minutes.
For people who don't know what how to create go into a bar and create a league, we'll start posting stuff on that in the next couple of weeks on how to create leagues within sports bars. Okay, go ahead, Cheryl.
We'll do a video on it. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. And what we'll do is right after this, we're going to have a Q&A. So as soon as it times out, log back in, and then it'll be open floor. So anyone who's written on the chat here, sorry, I can't read it right now, but remember what your questions are, and we'll answer all of those questions till everyone's done. Last thing is orphan players. We had a bit more of a clarification on that today on the corporate call. We know that it's going to be done by an algorithm. So every person that downloads the app without using a code has to be attached to an affiliate. And the way the algorithm is going to work is the person who brings the most value to the team. And that means players, but also players who are playing the game, players who are acquiring tokens, players who are sharing. So if you brought 20 players on board and they all did it as a favor and not one of them even tried the app and none of them is buying, tokens or what have you, they are not considered a high value player. So it's all the action that goes on. It's people who are playing the game, scoring the points, buying tokens, sharing. That's how that works. So guys, sorry, we're going to cut off in a minute here. So thank you so much for your time. And please join us in 30 seconds and we'll start the Q&A.